If you're in credit card debt, you may be thinking about doing a balance transfer to a 0% card or doing a debt consolidation loan. So let's talk about what each of them are, their pros and cons, and my feelings on both. Hi guys, my name is Debbie and I am a money coach, and lately I've had so many questions about debt consolidation loans and balance transfers on cards. So I said, let's do a video on it, and I'd love to hear down below if you've ever thought of doing either one, or if you have and what your experience was. Now, let's start with balance transfers. Balance transfer, what it is it's usually an offer that you get in the mail from a credit card that tells you that if you transfer a balance from a credit card that you have to their card, they will give you, the usual one I see is 0% interest for 18 months. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think that they are just being generous and just saying, you know what, I know you have credit card debt, let me help you 0%. I'm gonna make absolutely nothing off of you for those 18 months. Let's do an example. Let's say you have a credit card at 15% interest, right? And you see this 0% offer for 18 months and you think to yourself, I can save that 15% interest. Are you right? Yes, you are. You can take that balance and you can transfer it to the 0% for 18 months card. But know that you will be assessed a fee. There's always a fee. Even if they say there's no fee, there's a fee because they need to make money off of you from the beginning. They're a business. They're not your friend. So there's going to be a fee. I've seen it be about $200 on some cards. I'm not saying it's on all cards, but that's my experience with my clients. So now you have this 15% interest that went from 15 to 0, right? With the fee. And they give it to you for 18 months. There are things that happen. One is in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I've got this card that's at 0%. What are the chances that for 18 months, you're not going to charge one thing on that card? I think that the chances are really low unless you are completely 1,000% into paying off this debt and being debt free. If that's you, I say go for it. But most people have credit cards because they're used to using the credit cards. So if you've got this card in your wallet and you know in the back of your mind that that card is at a 0%, chances are you're going to use it. What are the chances that you're going to pay off that entire balance that you had that used to be at 15% before the 18 months is over? They count on that not being the case. They count on you procrastinating, forgetting when you got that card, forgetting about the 18 months that you originally thought you were going to take to pay off that card. And now whatever balance you have left over, which when things happen in life, sometimes people go from making a huge credit card payment to making the minimum payment. So what happens now? Now the balance that you have left over is now being assessed 18%, 20%, 22% interest. That's why it's important to read the fine print. It'll tell you exactly how much after the 18 months and a day they're going to charge you. They're going to pounce on it because they want to make as much money off of you as possible. So now let's go back to the beginning of the scenario. You had this card at 15%, right? Now you have this balance, which probably grew a little bit, hopefully, because you've charged things on top of it, right? So now you have this new balance at 18, 20, 22% interest. Now you're worse off than you were, except for those 18 months. So my suggestion to you is if you are thinking about doing a balance transfer to a 0% card for, let's say, 18 months, make sure that no matter what, you pay off that card. Don't use that card to charge anything extra because that's what they're counting on. Anything extra. They're probably going to tell you you're going to earn points. You're going to earn something, cash back, something on that card because they want you to continue to use it. Don't do it. If your intention was to make that transfer anyway, to save that, what used to be 15%, you never want for that 18 months and one day to go by and all of a sudden you're assessed a huge fee. And then that's the interest that you're going to pay moving forward on that card until that card is at a 0. Now let's talk about debt consolidation loans. Now, in the first scenario, I said that you had one credit card at 15%. But a debt consolidation loan is when you take several credit cards and you put it together and pay one interest. Now, it's not going to be 0% because it's a loan, right? But the intent of it, hopefully, is that you took, for example, let's say 5 or 10 credit cards and you consolidated it all into this one loan. Now, your credit cards can range from 10% to 22% interest. And let's say that the loan is at a 15% interest. Overall, did you save money? More than likely, but it depends on all your interest rates and the amounts that you owe on them. If you have a card, for example, that you have only paying 10% interest, but that loan is at 15%, are you really saving money? No, you're not. So that's why it's important to look at the interest rates you're paying and the interest rates you're going to pay on the loan. Now, is it a good idea? It is a good idea. But what happens is now they've paid off all these cards, right? So now all these cards that you have are at zero balance. They've taken, because they've paid it off, now they've taken all the amount that you owed, that they paid for you, and they put it into this loan that you paid them. Sometimes it's a good idea, sometimes it's not, depending on the interest rate. But here is the catch to both scenarios that I really want you to think about. We need to talk about the elephant in the room. Why you got into credit card debt to begin with. Are you someone who spends without a plan? Are you someone who's an emotional spender? Are you someone that is just someone that doesn't want to track their expenses, doesn't have a budget, and so you rely on credit cards and credit card points? If that's you, and that's why you've gotten into the credit card debt to begin with, then whether you had one card at 15% or whether you had 10 cards that you've consolidated into one loan, the problem is still there. And now the problem can get a lot worse so quickly. And I've seen this with my clients, and that's why I'm bringing this to you. What I don't like about both scenarios is simple. That one card that you moved to that 0%, this card is still open. This card now has a zero balance and still has a 15% interest rate. In the debt consolidation, all those cards with all those interest rates are now at a zero balance. And now you have those balances into that one loan. I can't tell you how many times I've seen my clients, my friends, my family members do this same thing. They do the balance transfer because it's a great deal, they're saving money. They do the debt consolidation because it's a great deal and they believe they're saving money. But the problem hasn't been fixed. The overspending, the emotional spending, the relying on credit cards, the possibly living above your means. So that's where the credit card debt came from, because you're living above your means. You're spending more than you're making. If any of those scenarios are what caused the credit card debt to begin with, now you have that one card in that first scenario, or those 10 cards in the second scenario, all at a zero. What are the chances you're not going to start using those cards again? And now you have the one that you transferred to, or that loan, plus new credit card debt that's going to come up. I've had clients do debt consolidation twice and then still come to work with me after that because they've accumulated the debt again. I don't judge my clients. I meet them where they are and I help them excel with their finances. I help them simplify things, and that's why they come to work with me. So I'm not judging them at all. I'm just bringing this information to you because I hear so often people say to me, Debbie, like, why don't you like these options? Why don't you like them? That's why. Because if you don't fix the problem before you try to find a solution, you're just going to get deeper and deeper into credit card debt. I'm not trying to come to you with negativity when it comes to finances, but I'm being real because I see it too often. So make sure that the math makes sense, and make sure that you take those cards out of your wallet. You stop using them. Don't have any subscriptions or anything linked to those cards. Shred them. Put them in a safe. Most importantly, deal with why you are overspending or using those cards to begin with. Because without that work, you're not going to be able to get ahead. I'm sorry to tell you. If you guys need additional help from me, reach out. My link to my calendar is down below. Feel free to click it and schedule a free consultation with me. I'm happy to help you see where you are, meet you where you are, and help you succeed with your finances and pay off that debt as fast as possible and still enjoy the process. That's my goal. I also have a free budget printable that's the easiest way to get started, and it's linked down below as well. If you guys like this video, I'm sure you're gonna like these two right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to do the math before you decide on an option that you believe is best for you when it comes to transferring your balances so that you can pay it off quicker. You can do this. I'll see you in the next one.